my story, again, I learned this the hard way. So when I first got started, good friend of mine was already investing in the sense that he was house hacking. He was living on the first floor of a 2-unit building and renting out the second floor. I was of similar age and I was living in a group townhouse. So long story short, he was really trying to buy more investment properties and help me to get started in the business. And, he got me started by in investing in my education, and I bought some books and some courses, and I was doing all the right things in terms of education, but I just got stuck in place with paralysis by analysis, just chasing deal after deal after deal after deal instead of investing in a process. And so what I mean by chasing deal after deal after deal is that if you don't make the investments in a process, and funnel marketing, direct to seller marketing is an investment in a process. You're investing in systems and resources and people that can bring a continuous flow of opportunities your way. If you're always just, looking for a deal from a wholesaler, or looking for a deal from an agent, or just having haphazard offers go out through multiple agents and things like that, there's no system, there's no process, it's not scalable, there's no consistency. So that was my that was my path. That was my school of hard knocks, was, basically spinning my wheels for 18 months until I eventually, took my friend turned mentor, Sean, up on his experience and paid him to help me, to get started. And he helped me to buy a 6 turnkey fix and hold, combination of fix and holds and turnkey rentals up in the Wilmington, Delaware area. And again, that was in the .com bubble market. And so we're in a similar market with just more opportunity in this market shift, where you really have an opportunity to take advantage of the distress out in the marketplace. And that distress, with 30 plus million people, on unemployment, and the opportunity that presents itself now with a lot of financial and emotional distress with sellers, doesn't mean you're going to try to take advantage of the sellers. You're just going to try to provide them with win-win solutions, like Lakeisha is doing with this seller of Carswell. You just want to get those sellers to be talking to you so that you can then figure out the right solution that is a win for them, a win for you. It may involve taking over the payments on their property. It may involve some type of joint venture with them to fix their property, to sell it, maybe split profits. You're only limited by your creativity and the experience of the people you're working with. Of course, we have the experience to help you with all those scenarios. So we invite you to join our Deal Finders Challenge. We have a Deal Finders Challenge going on right now. The Deal Finders Challenge is essentially the same done-for-you marketing campaigns that we helped Lakeisha with to find this deal that she just got under contract and now has under contract to wholesale. So it's just $100 to join. I'm just going to quickly run through what you get in that $100 challenge fee. All of this is included. 5,000 motivated sellers, 5,000 targeted lists, a combination of absentee and or vacants, just like Lakeisha had in her campaign. It's $1,000 value. We take the 5,000 targeted lists and we skip trace it. So we give you contact information, at least one phone number for each motivated seller. In some cases, there's also email addresses. That's a $500 value. We have our tech team do the funnel automation setup for you. So when Lakeisha was talking about the auto dollars, where there's an outgoing call or outbound text, and then there's follow-up that takes place maybe in 30 days. That automation is set up for you. It's a $250 value. And then our investor trained VAs, virtual assistants, we call them deal VAs, and they will actually do the text replies and callbacks for you in that 7-day Are You Selling direct to seller marketing campaign. And so when sellers respond to your text messages, like the seller for Carswell responded and say, hey, I'm interested in selling this property, the virtual assistants will do what you saw on the screen. They will say, hey, I'd like to get more information about the property so we can make you a cash offer. And they'll do that back and forth grunt work. So you can, do what you do with your 9-to-5 job. You can do what you do with your other business, or you can do what you do as a real estate investor and now have train deal VAs, investor trained VAs to do this grunt work back and forth to be qualifying opportunities for you while you're working on higher and better uses of your time. And so they do this for the 7-day follow-up, which is $1,000 value. They do all those text replies and callbacks for you. And essentially, they provide you with a qualified lead. There's failed SMS automation that's set up for you, which is a $250 value. It gives you the option to send out a postcard when text messages fail, to send out a yellow letter when text messages fail, to actually do a deep dive skip trace to get more phone numbers, emails, or social media profiles when text messages fail. And we're actually going to be adding on very soon to also give you the option to just send out voicemail blast as well with these campaigns, which is coming soon as well. And then lastly, part of the process of funnel marketing is that you have to be touching these prospects multiple times. I said, no matter what sales book you get or what you read, it's going to say anywhere from 7 to 14 touches with a prospect in order to close a deal. I showed you the data. Lakeisha actually talked, well, I shouldn't say talked, but had 140 back and forth communications with the seller between her and the VAs, 140 touches, but I can assure you, and she's already said it, each one of those touches was well worth it based on the amount of money she's going to make on this wholesale deal. And so you get the 30 days of funnel lead management, which is included with the 30-day challenge. So all in all, just to wrap it up, it's the 5,000 motivated seller targeted list, combination of absentee and or vacants in your area. This is anywhere USA. So no matter where you want to target, no matter what part of the country you want to market to, no matter what types of properties you want to market, you can pick that. You choose those 5,000 targeted records. You can say, for example, I want to market in Cincinnati, Ohio. I want to market to people that own mobile homes, or I want to market in Lexington, Kentucky. I want to market to people that have small apartments of above 5 units and less than 100. So you can pick the area, you can pick the type of property, and there'll be owners that are absentees and or vacant owners. That's $1,000 value. Again, we'll provide you that list and we'll skip trace the list so you have the phone numbers, which is contact information, to reach out to the person because you can't reach them without the contact information. So it's a $500 value. We'll have our tech team do the funnel automation setup, so you don't have to get in the system and do all that setup yourself. That's a $250 value. The most important part of this is the support. The tech team doing the setup automation, and then the deal VAs doing the 7-day text replies and callbacks. Because if you don't have them, then you're in a situation like Lakeisha was saying, where you're doing all this by yourself, and it becomes very frustrating, and you really want to pull your hair out doing cold calls by yourself. So definitely wouldn't recommend trying to do it by yourself, which is why we have our investor trained VAs doing those text replies and callbacks for you for 7 days, which is a $500 value. And then again, the failed SMS automation and the 30 days of lead management is included in the system as well, which is, like I said, a $2,699 value. But it only is $100 to get started and to join the 30-day challenge. So hopefully you'll take advantage of the 30-day challenge. In this case, Lakeisha was able to get a campaign started with $100. There is usage charges, like for your text messages that are billed separately at 4 cents per text message and 4 cents per relentless voicemail. But the use of the system, the investor trained VAs, their time, all of that's included in the $100 for the $100 challenge. And looking forward to working with anyone that's watching live or anyone watching a replay. Really looking forward to helping people nationwide to help you to get your direct to seller marketing campaigns up and running. We've grown exponentially in the last year by expanding Deals Meetup. We're just looking forward to working with many of you wherever you are, anywhere in the country. So I'm going to go ahead and answer questions now. If there are any questions, I'll take questions. If you have a question for Lakeisha, I will pass them along to her. So Lakeisha, we do have a question here for you. The question is, let me see here. The question here is, without giving like specifics, can you give a ballpark range on how much your marketing budget is for the 8 campaigns?
Yeah, rough estimate. And it's not just text messaging, phone calls, but it also includes ringless voicemails. Sometimes I'll do direct mail as well. So rough estimate around 500.
Okay. All right. And so another question here, let me see here. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and throw your questions in. I'll stick around for a little bit. Won't hold Lakeisha up too long. Then she'll take a couple questions. So go ahead and throw your questions in, please. And we'll go ahead and take your questions. as many as we can. So another question we have here is, let me see. So Ian answered that question. So she's using the Deal Finders funnel, and you can get that by signing up for the Deal Finders Challenge. Let me see. What is a good VC to use? So I believe, Michael, are you saying VA? Is that what you mean by VC? Was that a typo? So Michael asked, what is a good VC to use? You're probably saying VA. So I'll answer that two different ways. You can go to sites like, and I don't hide this. I mean, you can go to sites like Upwork, sites like My Outdesk, and go through the interviewing process for a virtual assistant yourself, and you can do that. And that has worked well for some folks. I know Lakeisha has her own virtual assistant. The cool thing about having the support with the virtual assistants with our Deal Finders Challenge is that you don't have to go through the interviewing and hiring and managing process yourself, and you can get your feet wet by getting our VAs to follow up on your campaigns and then feel out what your needs are for having your own VA. So personally, I wouldn't recommend it. And it's not because it's self-serving. I just have been doing this long enough, and I've mentor enough investors. I wouldn't recommend starting by hiring your own VA first. I would start out with a campaign, get to see what your time management is for yourself, get a feel for, what you think you need in the realm of a VA. Maybe you feel like you need someone 10 hours a week. Maybe you feel like you need someone 20 hours a week, maybe 40 hours a week. But I would get started by getting an active campaign going and then pivot to supplement your needs based off your time management and things of that sort. So Lakeisha, you want to chime in there on, what you recommend in terms of people when they should consider hiring a VA?
Yeah, so, for me, I probably should have hired one quite some time ago. But I just being stubborn and thinking I could do everything on my own, I did not do so. But I think if you are looking and you want to expand your business and in expanding your business, meaning you make more contacts, the more contacts you make, the more likely you will possibly get additional or more deals. I think as soon as you realize that, what you're doing is somewhat overwhelming or time consuming, and you want to not just work in your business, but work on your business, I think that's when, you should make the decision as to whether or not you should move forward with hiring a virtual assistant. Yeah, I mean, I really should have done this like over a year ago.
I 100% agree. And if you probably recall me telling you that over a year ago, but people
Yes,
have to,
yes.
people have to, people have to, accept things in due time. As a mentor, you can only guide, you can't push, because that's when people push back. So I'm glad that you've taken these steps, and I can see, everything just happening for you. It's really, really amazing. I'm really proud of you. So I'll take the questions. Let me see here. So Calvin, the answer to your question, what's the software? So the software is Deal Finders Funnel that you get with the Deal Finders Challenge. So I'm going to throw that in here again. Again, you can join the Deal Finders Challenge, get the Deal Finders Funnel for just $100. And there'll be some upgrade options that you can add on, but you don't have to add those on. It's just $100 to join the Deal Finders Challenge. So highly recommend you go ahead and join the Deal Finders Challenge to get the Deal Finders Funnel, the funnel automation set up by our tech team, and in the 7-day done for you campaign follow up by our deal VA. So I threw in there Upwork, which is a site you can actually hire VAs. We have nothing to do with Upwork, but we've hired VAs and different freelancers from Upwork over the years. Over the last 10 years, we probably spent close to $1 million in virtual worker expenses in Upwork over the last 10 years. But we also have our own investor trained deal VAs, which you can hire at dealvas.com. All right, so Lakeisha, Dimitri's asking for your contact information. So I would say, Dimitri, Lakeisha is in Slack. So if Lakeisha, would you want to just prefer Dimitri to just Slack you inside Slack?
Yeah, send me a message on Slack, Dimitri, and we can connect from there.
All right, so Dimitri, if you in our Slack system, because Dimitri is one of our deal finders as well, you can just send a DM to Lakeisha at Lakeisha Austin, and you'll see her inside Slack. And so that way you guys can connect there. All right, in Slack. Okay, so any other questions before we sign off? I want to thank Lakeisha for taking the time tonight to do this Deal Mastery Monday Inside the Funnel Leads to Deals case study. I think it was very helpful for me. Hopefully it was good for you, Lakeisha, to share this with everyone. And hopefully it was good for everyone that's listening live and in replay to see a case study from beginning to end, and also to hear the evolution of an investor like Lakeisha has evolved from 3 years ago, just getting started, to now running her own campaigns, to having her own virtual assistant, to having a strong belief in investing in her business from the standpoint of VAs, systems, running multiple funnel campaigns at the same time. So this has been a very good call for me to see the growth of one of our Deal Mastery students. So any other questions before we sign off? We're going to sign off here, but I want to make sure we answer questions you may have. So I'm going to go one last sweep through these questions. We have, let me see here. All right, I think we have everything covered. Yeah, I think we covered all the questions. So cool. So that'll do it for tonight. Again, I highly recommend that you guys get with us with your Deal Finders Challenge. We have hundreds of Deal Mastery students and Deal Finders that use our system and take advantage of our support. And the Deal Finders Challenge really is a way for you to engage and dip your toes in the water in terms of your first or most recent direct-to-seller marketing campaign. If you've never marketed direct to sellers, I can tell you that you are missing out on really where all the money is, because they say you make money when you buy. And if you're only buying from the MLS, if you're only buying from auctions, if you're only buying from wholesalers, you're really buying from retail markets where those platforms, the MLS, wholesalers, auctions, they've actually squeezed most of the money out of the deals because they are retail platforms. And so if you want to make the most money in this business, if you want to, create the most equity with your purchases, if you want to maximize your cash flow with your purchases, if you want to, create the best opportunities to maximize your exit strategy alternatives, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's fixed flip, whether it's, lease option, JV on deals, you have to get direct to the seller, because that way you're going to be able to negotiate the terms that are best for you and a win-win for you and the seller. And the only way to do that is to have some type of funnel marketing campaign where you're prospecting directly to sellers in whatever desired area you want to market, whatever types of properties you want to market to. And so no matter where you are, anywhere USA, we can help you to set up a direct to seller marketing campaign to target whatever properties that you want to target. Vacant mobile homes, vacant apartments, vacant row houses, vacant condos, absentee owned, retail, strip malls, office, whatever it is. And we can help set that up for you. So go to dealfinderschallenge.com, dealfinderschallenge.com, and we look forward to helping you to find your first or next deal. So thank you, everyone. And we will be back at you with our Deal Mastery Monday next week. And don't forget to register for Deals Meetup first Wednesday, next one being July 1st at dealsmeetup.com. But we look forward to you taking a Deal Finders Challenge at dealfinderschallenge.com. Lakeisha, thank you very much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Good night.